Welcome back everyone to ZumaFan. So the new designs are finally here. Now they released a trailer for this and I was meaning to break that down, but only a couple hours later, the episodes with the new designs dropped and it was basically meaningless to break down the trailer at that point. So that sucks, but we do have them now. So I will give my thoughts on the episode and then the new designs and animation. So with that said, let's dive in. So the first segment is Pups plus a plucky chicken. And it's bad right off the bat because Chickaletta is the main character. Now I don't have a problem with Chickaletta, but she does work best when she's more of a background character, just doing really funny things. That's how she was meant to be, and her becoming a main character of an entire plot just doesn't work. So the segment starts with the pups going to get popsicles at Mr. Porter's before Mayor Goodway and Chickaletta show up. As they do, so does Farmer Al, dropping off a massive watermelon for Mr. Porter, before offering Goodway and Chickaletta a ride in his truck back to Town Hall. And of course Mayor Goodway accepts, and during the drive Chickaletta, who is sitting in Mayor Goodway's lap, ends up falling asleep and dreaming up the plot for this entire segment. Once they get to Town Hall, Chickaletta then hops in the back of the truck and eats some corn seeds. And apparently these are magical seeds, so when Chickaletta eats them, she gains the ability to speak. Farmer Al then shows up, and he is shocked to hear Chickaletta speaking, and because of this reaction, he is distracted long enough for Mayor Humdinger to show up out of nowhere and steal the seeds. Al then lunges for Humdinger, but then gets stuck inside of a barrel. And because of this, Humdinger is able to escape. Chickaletta then runs all the way to Mr. Porter's and talks to the Paw Patrol, telling them about what happened with Humdinger. The pups are then called to action. Marshall crashes into all the pups in the elevator for the millionth time. Chickaletta is chosen for some reason, and then they go on their way to stop Humdinger. Eventually they do end up catching up with him, and out of desperation to get away from the Paw Patrol, he then throws the seeds, and they just hit the ground, and they grow into giant corn. Humdinger keeps throwing the seeds, and eventually he creates a perfect maze. Don't ask me how, I have no idea.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Marshall is then called in to help get Ryder from the giant corn, and Chickaletta and Rubble pursue Humdinger. They eventually find Humdinger outside of his lair on the beach, trying to make the world's biggest popcorn to break the Guinness World Records. Chickaletta then comes up with the bright idea to tickle Humdinger to get him to drop the bag of seeds, of which he does, and Ryder and the pups then take it back, and they save the day. Chickaletta becomes an honorary member of the Paw Patrol, and they cheer her name as she wakes up from her dream and the segment comes to its end. As far as the first segment goes, I do not like it. I found it really annoying. I found Chickaletta just to be almost insufferable. I don't think that she works as the main character. I think the voice actress for Chickaletta did a fine job. I just don't think that that was the perfect voice for Chickaletta. And the worst thing about this segment is the fact that it's a dream. I can't stand the dreams whatsoever. I mean, we literally are in a universe where dogs talk, there are magical rocks that give you superpowers, and dinosaurs somehow still exist. But apparently, a genie and magical seeds that cause chickens to talk is just too far, really. So yeah, this segment was not good. I don't like it. The second segment is called Pups Save a Pet Show. And it starts with all the pups helping Mayor Goodway out, building the stage and all the decorations. Before we flash over to Katie and see what she's doing, and she's getting ready for the pet show, and Humdinger walks in. Can't have a simple plot without him. He's here because he wants costumes for all of his kitties for the pet show, but unfortunately Katie is sold out of costumes. But Humdinger notices that Katie and Callie are wearing tiaras and he wants them. Humdinger lies and says that there's a costume in the cat tower, and once Katie crawls completely into it, she is then trapped by dog food. And I'm not kidding, the cats knock over bags of dog food over the place that she crawled into, and for some reason she is not strong enough to push the dog food away. Like, come on, are you even trying? And because Katie took off her tiara and put it down before crawling into the cat tower, Humdinger is able to steal the tiara. Katie then calls the Paw Patrol. The Paw Patrol do their thing and then are on their way to save the day. Katie is then rescued and Chase pursues Humdinger. During the long and boring chase, Humdinger then hits into the sign that's supposed to lead the contestants to the stage, and it flips around and falls right next to an open trailer. But eventually Humdinger's reign of terror comes to an end and he is stopped. All the contestants show up, and because where the sign is placed, they all go into the open trailer. The doors then close and it is driven away. Sky is called in to pursue the tractor trailer, and because this plot isn't frustrating enough, they decide to add on to it. So the trailer uncouples itself from the truck and then just starts rolling down a hill. So you see what I mean? The Paw Patrol plots can never just be simple. They always gotta keep throwing stuff at you. And the trailer is heading straight for a river, and so Sky then hooks onto it and lifts it up before it crashes into the water, and she flies it back to safety. The best show is held, and Katie ends up winning the award. And that's how this segment ends. Now this plot is very frustrating because once again, Humdinger is back. The show cannot get rid of him and cannot tell a simple story without him, and it's really frustrating. It's getting on my nerves how much they rely on Humdinger existing in this show, because without him, most of the plots would not even happen. First, he wants to steal magic seeds, and I know that that's just a dream, so he's not basically there, but he basically is. And now here he just wants to win a pet show, and it's so annoying to see him just stoop lower and lower with each episode he's in. Paw Patrol don't have much in way of character, they just do what they need to do and that's it. Katie should never trust Humdinger no matter what he says. At this point, I really truly wonder why they haven't either arrested Humdinger or just kicked him out of civilization completely. So yeah, as an episode goes, I don't like it. I think it's really bad. Of course, that's just what I've come to expect from the Paw Patrol now. But we have something else to talk about, and that is the animation and updated designs. And I would say for the most part, I think that these are an improvement over what we've been seeing. The amount of detailing and textures on all the characters and the buildings and just the world overall is pretty crazy. The colors as well are very bright and vibrant, and I really love the lighting as well. The lighting is very beautiful. And the Paw Patrol have been missing that, and I have been complaining about the lighting for a while now. But not here, the lighting hits everything, the sun is very bright, all the colors are very bright, and it's just so wonderful to see. The updated designs work really well, surprisingly. Some characters do get it better than others, but for the most part, I say it's an improvement for everybody. For the humans, Humdinger, Farmer Al, and Mr. Porter all look fantastic. But the human characters that I struggle with is Ryder, Katie, and Bear Goodway. Their designs aren't bad, but I do feel like there are certain things they could have done to improve it just a little bit. I felt like Goodway's head was just a little bit too flat, so I think it could be a little bit more round. Katie just looks a tad bit too young in this new look. She looked way older before, and now she just looks young, so maybe you could do a little bit something there to make it better. Ryder also gets a similar treatment where his face is very round and kind of pudgy a little bit, and they do keep the spiky hair, but I feel that his face being really round just doesn't work. I am used to Ryder always having a bit of a sharper look to his face, so hopefully they can eventually update his design and make his face a little bit more angular and sharper. I don't think those three look bad, just a little bit odd, and they do need just a little update to make it better. The pups look great in the updated look, but I do feel that in some shots it's a little inconsistent, and even some of the color of the fur is inconsistent throughout. Sky's is especially noticeable because her fur color is way darker than before, and even when you see it in the updated intro, her fur is much brighter in comparison to how it is in the episode itself, where it's just really dark for some reason. And a person did a little update on Discord named IceFoxPK, where they took the shot of Sky talking to Chickaletta with the darker fur, and then just did a little bit of an edit, and it looks far better than how it actually does, and it looks very similar to how Sky did originally. But I think for the most part, the pups remain consistent. My favorites in the new design will actually go to Zuma, and I know that I trashed Zuma before when we saw pictures of the new designs. I think that the face is just a little bit too big compared to the original. And the smile here on this one just makes him look like the grandmother from Ice Age. But I feel for some reason the animation with the way that his fur moves and the way that the light hits it is easily the best out of any of the pups in this new design. I am really surprised because I didn't think that I would like it as much as I do, but honestly, I just love it. My other favorites would go to Rocky, who I think transitioned really well from the original style into this new one, and Chase as well. I think Chase actually looks really cute in some shots. And the rest of Adventure Bay also got the update. The new designs on all the buildings and textures that are added just really helps us stand out. Even the Lookout got some design changes, even though it stays pretty much exactly the same as it did originally. All the vehicles also got design changes, and I do like them, but I feel like I prefer the ones before. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that I've gotten so used to the original designs over the years, but I just prefer them over the new designs. But the new designs are also really good. I can't wait to see what Zuma's vehicle looks like. We did get to see Rubble, Chase, and Skies, and they look fantastic, along with Ryder's as well. Ryder's ATV is a little bit more slim than the original. The original one was a bit more bulky and powerful looking, while this one's a little bit more slim. But still, overall, I do like it. The animation is also really well done. I think that my biggest issue when it comes to that, the pups move around like almost like gelatin. Like they'll jump or they'll move their heads and their entire body will almost like jiggle like jello, and it's really weird. And you can also see it with the pups' fur textures, where it almost comes across like the animation itself can't even keep up with how much texture is on the pups, and so a lot of it feels like it's unfinished. So in some shots it will look a little bit weird, and then in other shots it will literally look cinematic, like you're watching a movie. The updated designs and animation is just overall fantastic, with some design flaws and some of the animation needs to be touched up, but overall a fantastic improvement. But I do feel still a little bit salty about the entire thing, because I feel like this should have been sort of like an event. This should have been special, and instead they gave us the new updated designs and animation in episodes that are kind of basic and boring and kind of nothing. And that really sucks, because the animators are doing a phenomenal job. They always have, and I feel like the writers and directors are letting them down. But those were my thoughts on not just the episode, but the updated designs and animation. Let me know what you thought about all of it down below. And thank you for watching, and I will see you later.